cocky Somali Muslim just tried to take over US town, big mistake with what pissed off citizen did. Thanks to liberal politicians who keep allowing Somali Muslims to invade the city of Minneapolis at an alarming rate, the city is rapidly transforming into a Sharia-infested crime-ridden swamp. These migrants continue to show little signs of assimilating into Western culture, as Muslims have tried in recent months to set up Sharia zones in order to force locals to conform to Islam. The once thriving American neighborhoods that make up the city have been transformed into cesspools of crime, as these migrants have completely taken over large sections of the city. After a Somali Muslim cop gunned down a white woman in cold blood several weeks ago, now the Muslim community is causing chaos again, after what another cocky migrant tried to do at a crowded downtown area full of shoppers. In the wake of Justine Damon's murder, local Somali Muslims have grown excessively cocky, realizing that they can pretty much do whatever the hell they want with zero repercussions. The Muslim-loving mayor of Minneapolis, Betsy Hodges, is making matters even worse after the murder, threatening locals with punishment if she witnesses anyone showing signs of Islamophobia or bigotry towards the Muslim community, even setting up an anti-blasphemy hotline in her city so the Somali migrants could call and report on anyone who harassed them or spoke negatively about Islam. Now with the full backing of Mayor Hodges to inflict their Sharia and terror antics on the locals, Somali Muslim migrant Abdinzak Ahmed Farah decided to take a trip to the downtown area of Minneapolis with a knife, where he began threatening to kill infidels, brandishing the weapon at anyone who attempted to dial 911. A brave witness finally decided to stand up to the Minneapolis Muslim, just in time to save the day before the psychotic Muslim carried out his threats. Southern Minnesota reported. It took a brave witness to stand up to a Minneapolis man allegedly pointing a knife at people and threatening others in downtown Faribault. A complaint filed in Rice County Court alleges that Abdinzak Ahmed Farah, 29, was in the 3rd Street NW area pointing a knife and threatening to kill anyone who called police. The call followed alleged odd behavior by Farah earlier that day. A witness told officers that Farah was eating raw beef with the same knife and holding the knife to patrons, asking them to play games. Farah was asked to leave the area, but returned, again holding the knife to people as he spoke with them. He was reportedly told to leave a second time, but later began chasing several people and threw the knife toward them. The brave witness confronted the Muslim, and Farah then turned his rage onto the unnamed man, threatening to kill him. But the bold unnamed citizen wasn't about to let his fellow Minneapolis residents be a victim that night to the religion of peace, that day, and quickly pounced on the deranged Muslim, subduing him until police arrived. While the people watched on in horror, the deranged Muslim kept screaming that he was going to kill people. The Somali Muslim was charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault and threatening violence, all felonies, and 4th-degree damage to property, Southern Minnesota reported. It's unfortunate that this hero remains unnamed, because the Minneapolis community needs to recognize him for his heroic response. Had he not been there that day to subdue the psychotic migrant who was waving around a knife threatening to kill, who knows how many innocent people he could have harmed in this attempted terror attack. As the mainstream media works overtime to bury both this incident and the murder of Justine Damon, Somali refugees continue to arrive to the city at an alarming rate, with an average of 7,000 Somali Muslims migrating to United States annually, with the majority of them being dropped off in Minneapolis. It's absolutely alarming what's going on right underneath our noses, as liberals keep advocating to bring more of these third-world country savages in, as the startling love affair between the left and radical Islam continues. Muslim migrants continue to prove to us that they have no intentions of assimilating into Western society, and with these anti-American morons flooding cities at an unprecedented rate, attacks on infidels will sadly become the new normal in places like Minneapolis. Share this story to commend this brave hero for taking out this Muslim terrorist.